Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu L'Shalom V'Havidenu Shomreinu L'Chaim. Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu L'Shalom V'Havidenu Shomreinu L'Chaim. Sometimes I lay under the moon and I thank God I'm breathing, and I pray don't take me soon. I am here for a reason. Sometimes in my tears I drown, but I never let it get me down. 'Cause when negativity surrounds, you know someday it'll all turn around. 'Cause all my life I've been waiting for, I've been praying for the people to say that we don't want to fight no more. There'll be no more war, and our children will play one day, one day, one day, one day, one day, one day. Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu L'Shalom V'Havidenu Shomreinu L'Chaim. Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu L'Shalom V'Havidenu Shomreinu L'Chaim.
Thought has blown the marketplace away. There is a song on the wind, joy in the trees. Shabbat arrives in the world, scattering a soft silence of the night, and eternity utters a day. Eternity utters a day.
מה יפה היום, שבת שלום. מה יפה היום, שבת שלום. הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. מה יפה היום, שבת שלום. מה יפה היום, שבת שלום. הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. מה יפה היום, שבת שלום. מה yafe hayom. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom. It is so good to see you this evening, to be with you from the Beit HaT'filah. It is a pleasure to welcome in Shabbat along with Tim Brogdon and Leslie Hoffman helping us out with the production values this evening. Thank you so much for being with us. I hope that you have a chance to grab your Shabbat candles. We'll light them in a minute, to grab some refreshments, to enjoy dinner, to enjoy the company of those you may be with, just as we create community in the virtual space. Please continue to say Shabbat Shalom, to welcome those who are joining us in virtual community as we continue welcoming Shabbat in song, Psalm 148.
Hallelujah. 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 Taronai min hashamayim. Hallelujah. Bamrumim. Hallelujah. Kol malachav. Hallelujah. Kol tzva'av. Hallelujah, Shema Shivareach. Hallelujah, Kol Kokveor. Hallelujah, Shmei Hashamayim Vahamayim. Hashema al Hashamayim. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Hallelujah, Shema Adonai, Ki Tzira v'nibra'u, v'yamidim la'ad le'olam, chom natan v'lo yavor. Hallelujah, Shema Adonai, Ki Tzira v'nibra'u, v'yamidim la'ad le'olam, chom natan v'lo yavor. Hallelujah. 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 Hallelujah.
I saw
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav, v'tzivanu lahadlik ner shel Shabbat. Blessed are you, Adonai our God, sovereign of the universe, who hallows us with his mitzvot, commanding us to kindle the light of Shabbat. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, borei pri hagafen.
It is a tremendous preview of coming attractions as tomorrow Kurt Barron celebrates his bar mitzvah. It is so exciting to have you lead us in candles and kiddush. It is so wonderful to get to celebrate this simcha. This is a dark time of year. It is a time when we are all fearful of what is to come, with COVID cases tracking up in our area and throughout the entire world. To be together to celebrate something as joyous as the entry of a new young person into our community indeed brings light to all of us. And another source of light for me is our opportunity to be here together. I invite you to join us on pages 20 and 21 for words of Lecha Dodi.
אותי לקראת כלה בני שבת נקבלה לחלולי לקראת כלה בני שבת נקבלה שמור וזכור בני אחד ישמיענו אל המיוחד אדוני אחד ושמו אחד ושם אל תפארת ולתהילה לך עומדי לקראת כלה בני שבת נקבלה לך עומדי לקראת כלה בני שבת נקבלה לקראת שבת לכו ונלכה כי היא מקור הברכה מראש מקדם נסוכה סוף מעשה במחשבה תחילה לך דודי לקראת כלה בני שבת נקבלה לך אדוני לקראת כלה בני שבת נקבלה התעוררי התעוררי כי באורך ומיורי אורי אורי שתדברי כבוד אדוני עלייך נגלה לך דודי לקראת כלה בני שבת נקבלה לך דודי לקראת כלה בני שבת נקבלה בואי ושלום מטרת בעלה גם בשמחה ובצוהלה תוך אמוני עם סגולה בואי כלה לך דודי לקראת כלה בני שבת נקבלה לך דודי לקראת כלה בני שבת נקבלה.
We continue our welcoming as we turn to page 24. They're finding words of Shalom Aleichem, and I continue my welcoming as well, not only to those of you who are proximate to us in geography, but to those who are joining us across this great nation. Bob and Sherry, I see you in Seattle, and Ruth in California. Hi, Mom in Florida. Hi, Arlene in New Hampshire, and everyone who is joining us from near and far as we welcome Shabbat, as we welcome God's ministering angels, page 24.
Shalom Aleichem, Malachi HaSharet, Malachi Elyon, Mi Melech, Malachi HaMlachi, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, Borchem LeShalom, Malachi HaShalom, Malachi Elyon, Mi Melech, Malachi HaMlachi, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, Baruchuni LeShalom, Malachi HaShalom, Malachi העליון ממלך מלאכי המלאכים הקדוש ברוך שכם לשלום מלאכי השלום מלאכי העליון ממלך מלאכי המלאכים הקדוש ברוך הקדוש ברוך.
We continue now, page 26. Yit gadal v'yitgadash shemei rabbah v'alma divrach hirtei v'yamlich malchutei b'chayechon uv'yomechon uv'chayedecho Beit Yisrael bagala bagala uv'izman kariv v'yimeru amen. Yehei shmei rabbah mevorach le'alam ulam me'almaya yitbarach yitbarach v'yishabach v'yitbar v'yitramam v'yitnaseh v'yithadar v'yitalev v'yithalal shemei dekudesha b'richu le'elam min kol birchata v'shirata Tushbechata v'nechemata damiran be'alma v'meru. Amen. Page 28, our Baruch Hu praise, our call to worship. If you rise, even though you are in your sacred space, I invite you to do so at this time or to rise with us in spirit as we continue together.
Ya la 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 Ya la 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 Ya la 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 Ya la 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 Ya la 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 Ya la 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 Ya la 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 da 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 Baruch hu et Adonai hamevorach Baruch Adonai hamevorach Mevorach le'olam va'ed Mevorach Mevorach le'olam va'ed.
In the English now, the bottom of page 33, wisdom and wonder, passion and instruction, story and symbol, all these things your Torah gives to us, and the more we devote ourselves to it, the more it grows and gives. What could be a truer token of your abiding love than this holiest of your works and the living language that gives it form? Baruch atah Adonai, Ohev Amo Yisrael. We continue Shema Yisrael, page 34.
Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad 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 Baruch Shem Kavod Malchuto Le'olam va'ed Baruch Shem Kavod Malchuto Le'olam va'ed Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad.
Would you join us now on page 36? Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha b'chol levavcha v'chol nafshecha u'v'chol meodecha v'hayu hadvarim ha'eleh asher anochi mitzavecha hayom al levavecha Vishinantam levanecha v'dibarta bam b'shitecha b'veitecha uv'lechtecha v'derech uv'shochbecha uv'kumecha Ukshartam le'ot al yadecha v'hayu l'totafot b'neinecha Uchtavtam al mezuzot beitecha uvisharecha leman tizkeru vasitem et kol mitzvotai vitem kedoshim le'elohechem Ani Adonai Elohechem Asher hotzeiti etchem me'eretz Mitzrayim liot lachem le'Elohim Ani Adonai Elohechem. I suspect, like many of us are wont to do in this day and age, I've been spending a little bit too much time on social media, seeing some uplifting things, seeing some challenging things. But one of the things I saw that made me laugh this week said, freedom without responsibility is adolescence. I think it's an important reminder, not only as we turn to our Micha Mocha praise, but as we face a November 3rd election in our country. And this evening, I want to share with you a poem by poet and liturgist Alden Solovey that was written for elections prior, but is just as appropriate now. And I want to encourage each of you to use that comment box to share your plan. I don't want to know who you are voting for. I simply want to know that you are voting, that you are making sure your voice, that this expression of your freedom is counted. Solovey writes, God of justice, protector and redeemer, grant guidance to our nation as we select leaders, senators, congresspersons, and a president, the people who promise to uphold our Constitution, to uphold our values, to serve and to govern, to bring prosperity to our land, to protect our homes, and to secure our future. Grant wisdom and courage to voters to select a visionary president and steadfast leaders who will serve our citizens and all who reside within our borders with honor and integrity to forge a flourishing and peaceful future. Bless our future president with wisdom and strength, fortitude and insight, balanced by a deep humanity and a love of peace, leading us to a time when liberty and equality will reign supreme throughout the land. It is a hope that we share as we turn to page 40, as we share our plan to make our freedom heard, recognizing we've come a long way from our people's adolescence. We've embraced that responsibility, and we're excited to use that power. Page 40.
Mi chamoka ba'elim Adonai, mi kamocha neda b'kodesh. Mi chamoka ba'elim Adonai, mi kamocha neda b'kodesh. Norat hilo, osef ele. Norat hilo, osef ele. Adonai, yimlok leolam va'ed. מלכות אהוב עליך, חוקי הים לפני משה ומרים. זה אלינו ואמרו, זה אלינו ואמרו, אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד. נורא Atahilo, Osefele, no Ratahilo, Osefele, Adonai, Imlok Leolam Bahed.
It is wonderful to see those who have voted, those who have a plan. Hopefully it inspires you. If you haven't thought about how you're going to make this happen, take a moment, find your polling place, make sure that your voice is heard on November 3rd. Some of the voices that I loved hearing, in addition to Tim as part of our service this evening, one of my favorite prayers that we created for the High Holy Days was our Hashkivenu praise, asking for God's shelter of peace in a challenging, troubled world. I hope you enjoy this one as much as I do.
Uvo
Thank you, Jim. Thank you, Rebecca. Thank you, Madeline. Thank you, Neil. Thank all of you as we turn to page 45. We are a people in whom the past endures, in whom the present is inconceivable without moments gone by. The Exodus lasted a moment enduring forever. What happened once upon a time happens all the time. We continue now, page 46, our Amidah. Adonai sefatai tiftach ufi yagid tehilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu v'Elohei Avotenu v'Imotenu Elohei Avraham Elohei Yitzchak v'Elohei Yaakov Elohei Sarah Elohei Rivka Elohei Rachel v'Elohei Leah Ha'el Hagadol Hagibor v'Hanora El Elyon Gomel Chasadim Tovim v'Kol Konei hakol, v'zocher chasdei avot v'imahot, u'mevi gula livnei v'neihem, leman shemo b'ahava. Melech ozer u'moshia u'magin, Baruch atah Adonai, Magin Avraham v'ezrat Sarah. Atah gibor le'olam Adonai, mechaye hakol atah rav lehoshia, mashiv haruach u'morid hagashem, mechalkel chayim bechesed, mechaye hakol berachamim rabim, somech noflim verofei cholim, umatir asurim, umekayem emunato, lishenei afar, michamocha ba'al gevurot, umido melach, melech meimit umechaye, umatzmiach Yeshua, v'ne'eman atah lahachayot hakol, Baruch atah Adonai, mechaye hakol. Atah kadosh v'shimcha kadosh, u'kadoshim b'chol yom yalu chatzela, Baruch atah Adonai, ha'el hakadosh. You are holy, your name is holy, and those who are holy praise you every day. Blessed are you, Adonai, the holy God. We continue now, page 62.
Shalom bimromav, hu yaseh shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'al kol yoshvei tevel, ve'imru Shalom Bimroma. Ya'aseh Shalom Aleinu Ve'al Kol Yisrael Ve'al Kol Yod Tevel Ve'imru Amen. Ya la 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 la. You la la, you la 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 la, you la la, you la la, you la la, you la 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 la, ya la la la, you la la, you la la la, you la la, you la la, you la la. Oh, say Shalom Roma. Oh, yeah, I say Shalom Aleinu. Day of Israel. Al kol yoshvei tevel ve'imru amen. Ya la 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 ya la la la. You la la ya la la la. You la la ya la la ya la la. Ya la 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 ya la la la. You la la, you la 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 la, you la la, you la la, you la la.
Sorry for forgetting myself and singing along for a little bit of that. It's hard to help yourself. On page 253, words of Mishaberach Lecholim. At this point in our service, we ask God's blessing upon all in this troubled world, those who may be reeling from a COVID diagnosis, those who are reeling from the effects of so many diagnoses around them. We ask for God's strength to continue on, putting one foot in front of another, doing what we need to do our part, to bring a sense of wholeness and healing to all who are ill in this troubled world. If you wish to use the comment box, I invite you to do so, to share the name of those you are thinking of for prayers of mind, of body, of spirit. Say, Baruch atah Adonai Rofeh Cholim. Blessed are you, God, who brings a measure of comfort to all who are ill.
Misheberach Avoteinu Makor Habracha Imoteinu. May the source of strength, who blessed the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say Amen. Misheberach Imoteinu Mekor Habracha Lavoteinu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say Amen.
Can you imagine beginning a journey or a trip without knowing the final destination? Can you imagine setting out without a map or Waze or a GPS system to guide you? Can you imagine not knowing how many days you will be traveling, or where you will be stopping to spend the night, or when and where you will be eating your meals? Now, I realize that not many of us are traveling these days, but it is still difficult to picture any of us willingly going on such a journey into the unknown. Yet that is exactly what Abram, soon to become Abraham, does in this week's Torah portion. Lech Lecha, The title and opening words of our portion can be translated in a number of ways. Lech lecha, go forth, set out on your journey, or get out, leave now, or go for yourself, for your own benefit, or go into yourself, journey inward on a path of self-reflection. However it is interpreted, it is clear that this journey is about more than simply leaving a place. It is the beginning of Abram's transformation in identity and status, the beginning of the formation of his partnership and subsequent covenant with God. So where exactly does Abram go? In the text, Abram leaves Haran, his homeland, the place of his father's house. In our tradition, Haran is compared to Egypt, Mitzrayim. For the people who followed Moses, Mitzrayim is seen as the narrow place, the constricting place, the place of bondage, where dreams are left unfulfilled and freedom has yet to be realized. So too is Haran the same sort of environment for Abram. He too leaves in an exodus of his own, seeking a place of uplift, promise, and faith. He heads to Canaan, the same land that will be full of promise for those later generations. So, Abram reaches Canaan and settles there, but only briefly. He ultimately leaves when famine strikes. Let's think about that for a moment. Abram made it to the promised land, but then he left. And our people have been literally and figuratively trying to make it back there ever since. Why did he leave the promised land? Wasn't that his destination? Wasn't his journey over? Further along in the text, we are told that Abram journeyed by stages toward the Negev. Abram's journey was meant to be continued. It was meant to be ongoing. Reaching the destination was not the goal. As Rabbi Elvin Fine wrote, and many of us are familiar with this poem, birth is a beginning and death a destination, but life is a journey, a going, a growing from stage to stage. Sometimes the destination is the most important part of the journey, and we are programmed that way, to seek the destination. We want to know the end point of our travels. But oftentimes, it is not the end that matters. Rather, it is the journey itself that is most significant. The journey. What do we know of it? Only that it is full of unexpected twists and turns, each stage bringing new successes to celebrate and new challenges to overcome. At times, the journey is an individual one. We alone navigate our way. At other times, our paths intersect and we travel together, sharing in whatever comes our way. It is during those times, as we navigate the unknown together, that we truly grow by strengthening and supporting each other. Lech lecha, go forth, begin the journey. Lech lecha, go into yourself, reflect on where you are. This is both a journey of physical movement and a journey of movement within. As I think about all that is happening and all that is going on in the world, it is overwhelming. So much has changed in such a short time. We are getting used to saying hello without shaking hands or hugging. It is becoming second nature to include a mask in the essentials we need when we leave our homes. We have given up on monitoring screen time, and add to that the elephant in the room, the upcoming election. No one knows what the outcome will be. Nonetheless, this is one of those times when we journey together, Our paths are most certainly intertwined, and we will get through whatever lies ahead together. Just like Abram, we too are being called to go forth, to travel both without and within. Without as we support and sustain those around us, lovingly guiding and being guided by their companionship. Within as we seek to understand and show compassion to ourselves and others, and ultimately find healing and wholeness. In this week's Torah portion, Abram begins his outer journey toward the Promised Land and his inward journey toward becoming the progenitor of the Jewish people. His journey is ongoing. Ours is too. During these times as we travel together, may we remember to take care of each other. May we support each other regardless of our differences. May we help each other move forward along the path toward the Promised Land.
We continue now, words of Aleinu L'Shabeach, the bottom of page 282. Aleinu L'Shabeach L'Adon HaKol, L'Teit Gedula L'Yotzer Breshit, Shelo Asanu Koye Haratzot, Velo Samanu K'mishpechot Hadama, Shelo Sam Chelkenu Kahem, V'gor Aleinu Kechol Hamonam, V'anachnu Korim, Umishachavim Umodim, Lifnei Melech, Malchei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. V'ne'emar v'haya Adonai l'melech al ha'aretz bayom hahu yeh Adonai echad u'shemo echad.
The light of life is a finite flame. Like the Shabbat candles, life is kindled, it burns, it glows. It is radiant with warmth and beauty, but soon it fades. Its substance is consumed, and it is no more.
In light we see, in light we are seen. The flames dance, and our life burns down in gutters. There is an end to the flames. We see no more and are no more seen. Yet we do not despair, for we are more than a memory, slowly fading into the darkness. With our lives, we give life. Something of us
can never
die.
We move in the
eternal cycle of darkness
and death,
of light and light.
Thank you to the Isco family for that beautiful reading introducing words of Mourner's Kaddish. At this time in our service, we remember all those who have gone before us, and we remember two who I have inadvertently left off of our Kaddish list this evening, Leon Rosenberg and Sandy Rosenberg. At this time, we continue by sharing the names of all of our loved ones.
This Shabbat, we remember the innocent souls taken from us on October 27th, 2018, on this week that our American community remembers, and we will remember them again when the Hebrew date of their yahrzeit occurs. Joyce Feinberg, Richard Gottfried, Rose Mollinger, Jerry Rabinowitz, Cecil Rosenthal, David Rosenthal, Bernice Simon, Sylvan Simon, Daniel Stein, Melvin Wax, and Irving Younger. We mourn the recent passing of Anne Winkelstein, who was laid to rest in recent days, and observe the period of Shloshim for Leonard Roth. This Shabbat, we mark the yahrzeit, the commemoration of the passing of Yetta Friedman Amper, Max S. Barish, Fanny Barr, Edith Baskin, Ada Blaine, Saul Bloom, Thelma Cabet, Albert Davis, Ann Dime, Louis Foreman, Sidney Friedman, Lena Friss, Milton L. Goldstein, Abraham Gordon, Ivan Jerry Gross, Hugo Hauser, Jacob Heater, Goldie Joseph, Martin Kramer, Milton Kuby, William Learish, Enid Lesser, Harold Lesser, Sam Leventhal, Elaine Lieberman, Herman Lipsitz, Frida Liss, Sadie Luchinsky, Eva Mars, Sylvia Melnick, Marvin Matoski, Benjamin Protus, Jacob Radman, David Raffel, Ernest B. Rosen, Leon Rosenberg, Sarah Rosenberg, Samuel Rubenstein, Max Russman, Arnold Rive, Gail Rive, Mildred J. Simon, Edward Simons, Theodore J. Soltman, Arnold Joseph Spolter, Bernard A. Steinberg, Francis Trachtenberg, Irving Wexler, Rosemary Mary Weintraub, Jack Weiss, and Julia Zubroff.
Zichronam livracha, may their memories be an everlasting blessing. If I've inadvertently mispronounced the name of a loved one, if you have others whom you wish to add, I invite you to say their name aloud that their memories might come flooding back into the spaces we are in as we join together in community, page 294. Yit gadal v'yit kadash shemei rabbah, Me'alma divrach hirutei v'yamlich malchutei, b'chayechon uv'yomechon uv'chaye dechol Beit Yisrael, b'agala v'izman kariv v'imru, Amen. Yehei shemei rabbah mevorach leolam ulamei almaya, Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitba'ar v'yitramam v'yitnaseh, v'yithadar v'yit'aleh v'yithalal shemei d'kudsha b'richu, le'ila min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechamata, damiran v'alma v'imru, Amen. Yehei shalama rabba min shemaya, v'chayim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru, Amen. Osei shalom b'mramav, hu yaseh shalom, Aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru. Amen. May God, who makes peace in the highest of heavens, make peace for us and for all who mourn. And together we say, Amen. Thank you to everyone who has joined us for our service this evening. Thank you to you, Tim, for guiding us in the prayers and the music of Jewish tradition. And a special thank you to Lisa, to Robin, to Kim, to Rabbi Lockett for leading us in a very special closing song drawn from the beginning of this week's Torah portion. Take a listen.
Lekila, to a land that I will show you. Lecha, to a place you do not know. Lekila, on your journey I will bless you, and you shall be a blessing. You shall be a blessing. You shall be a blessing. Lekila, Lekila, and I shall make your name great. Lekila, and all shall praise your name. Lekila, to the place that I will show you. Lesimchat Chaim, Lesimchat Chaim, Lesimchat Chaim, Lekila. And you shall be a blessing. You shall be a blessing. You shall be a blessing. Lekila.